having that right collaborator who is like excited and has that enthusiasm and who really sees your vision and sees how they can take you further is super, super cool and can build these long-term relationships.
Oh my God, all of that. Welcome to the Get Unbusy podcast. I'm your host, Kate Philpott, and this podcast is all about throwing your busy work out the window. You deserve to stay locked in on the parts of your business that light a fire under your hoo-ha, all right? The passion-driven freedom lifestyle, not being glued to your laptop every waking minute of the day. It's time to build a business that works for you, not one that works you into the ground. So, let's get unbusy, shall we? Hello and welcome back to the Get Unbusy podcast. I am buzzing to be gracing your little ear holes today, and actually, I am not alone, and I cannot wait to introduce you to today's guest. And believe it or not, she's our first ever repeat guest on the Get Unbusy podcast, which, yeah, she didn't know that until just now, which is so fun. So we've got Sara Alepin joining us today. Sara is the founder of District Bliss, which is a collaboration and networking company designed to help entrepreneurs create meaningful long-term connections that actually lead somewhere. And I mean, Sara's hosted multiple versions of her summit, Collaborations That Monetize. We both spoke at Krista Miller's summit in February, the Record Break and Launch Summit, and she'll also be a speaker at my upcoming summit in July. So even me just saying those bits, she is clearly an expert in the space of collaboration because she is literally everywhere. So what really stands out about Sara though is honestly the warmth and the heart, the way she makes people feel. She's got the warmest heart, and you can feel that through all of the conversations. And I'm sure you're going to feel that by the end of this. No pressure, Sara, but by the end of this episode. So yeah, if you ever wanted to grow your business through relationships that feel aligned and intentional and actually enjoyable, then this conversation is for you. So let's dive in. Welcome back to the Get Unbusy podcast, Sara. How is your day going so far?
It is going so much better now that I'm here with you, Kate. It is always so good to see you, and I'm so honored to be your first repeat guest.
I know. Check you. I was like, oh, this is so excited. So I really wanted to take this in like a different kind of direction than our last conversation, like some overlap, but there's some pieces that I feel like we can get into the nitty-gritty of. So first things first, I would love to know from you, when do you feel most like yourself? So not necessarily as a business owner, but just like as a human, because I feel like obviously I talk about productivity and stuff, you talk about collaborations, and all of this is just, we're still humans doing human stuff in the day-to-day. So I'm going to pass that to you.
I feel most like myself when I'm on the water, when I'm doing like my personal life stuff, because that's what we're doing all of this in service to, all of this building and all of this energy that we invest in our work. The goal is to have that like space, freedom, energy to spend and invest in yourself and the things you love. And so that's where I feel the most like myself.
I love that. I mean, this is literally why my Instagram, what's it called? Username.
Oh.
My username is More to Life Kate, because yes, I speak about productivity, but it is so much more than, like time management, task management, prioritization, SOPs, all of this. It's like organizing your time so that you can get more out of your life, because we're not here to just be workhorses and, be tied to a desk 24/7. Like, we are here to live big, full lives. This is so left field, but something that I have recently been kind of dabbling, like dipping my little toe in, has been the science of like lifespan expansion, which is like, because I'm like, I want to live more life now, sure, but also if I can figure out how to like add 10 years to my life, I think that is the sexiest thing ever. Anyway, yeah, totally left field. But But with the big conversation of life as a whole, that's one thing. But I deeply believe that your life as a whole is just an expansion of your days. So speaking of the day, what starts your day off is the morning. So do you have like a morning routine? If so, what does it look like? Anything goes here.
This is a good one because I think everyone has such a different morning routine
Yeah.
and evening routine because you have to bookend the day on both sides. So, my morning routine, I don't set an alarm unless I have an appointment. So I wake up naturally between like 7 and 9. I never schedule anything before 10 a.m. So you can't get like even my do not disturb stays on my phone until 9:30, my sleep mode.
Yes, love it.
Um, and then I have what I like to call lazy time in the morning, where I play Wordle and then I do the spelling bee and I do strands, which I know like they're old people games, but I don't care. They're brain games and I love them. Um,
What is strands? I don't know strands.
I just discovered this. Like it's like a word search in the New York Times
Okay.
app. I didn't really
Fun.
I never paid attention to any of their other games because I'm not a crossword girly. Um, it just I never have been very good at crosswords. Like they don't hold my attention and bring me joy. So, I just disregarded any of them except Wordle, and then I realized there were other ones, so I started playing some of the other games too.
Nice. I mean, I am definitely a big fan of old lady games. I've been a big fan of bingo on the
I
on the
love
phone.
bingo.
So fun. This is a weird thing about morning routines. I used to be of the impression that if I didn't have like a set morning routine, that I didn't have a morning routine. And I think now I'm just like, well, like everybody has a morning routine. It's just like your morning routine might be that you have unstructured time. Like that could just be your morning routine. Yeah, I feel like there are similarities between mine and yours. Like, I'm a morning person, so I'm like, I want to be up at stupid o'clock, but I also don't love to be interacting at stupid o'clock. Like, I need to be a bit of a hermit for a few hours. So like dream scenario, I'd be getting up between 4 and 5, but that doesn't mean I'm forming cohesive sentences or like, anything of the sort. It's more like I want to do some study, I want to do some journaling, like read, like pour into myself. But yeah, no, that's so fun. I love that. So big hermit mode situation. So last time we were talking a lot about choosing the right collaborations. So like once you've already said yes to a collaboration, like what do you think separates an average collaboration from one that is genuinely memorable and mutually beneficial?
Ooh, you could answer this in several different ways because, yeah, there are a lot of different ways to take this. I would say, first of all, in some capacity, it needs to monetize. So whether that be through your nurture sequence, whether that be through direct sales and client acquisition, you are doing this business venture because you want to make money. Otherwise, it's a hobby. I release you from any baggage that you making money feels icky or dirty or sales are slimy. Sales are service. No one's going to buy from you if it's not the right fit. So you are just telling them that you can solve a problem and they get to choose whether or not to have you solve that problem. So just to get that out of the way, because I know people have like certain feelings about, well, collaboration, like it doesn't have to monetize. It does. It just depends on where you're monetizing it. So it doesn't have to be direct sales from the collaboration, like in that moment. It can be from your nurture sequence. It can, depending on how the actual collaboration is structured. I think the ones that are the most successful for me personally are the ones where the other person is equally invested in the success of the collaboration and that energy is there. Because I think it pulls in a better audience when you are both really like invested, excited, and want like have that, momentum and enthusiasm and really want to share what you have to offer together. And I think those are the times when, for example, on this podcast, this is a collaboration. We are collaborating right now. The way that you spoke about me in the beginning of this podcast is exactly what I'm talking about. Because you and I have like a mutual love for one another, and it's very clear in the way that we interact and the way that, so it makes it more exciting to be an audience member or to attend an event when it has that enthusiasm about the collaboration, and it creates a gravity and a momentum that lifts everyone. And those are my personal favorites. Those are the ones that feel the best, and I think they convert the best because the right audience is coming in, they're sticking around, and they're engaging with you because it is an engaging experience overall.
Yeah. Ooh, yes, exactly. I think in the beginning, when you start to learn about collaboration as a strategy and like a business strategy and stuff, it can seem, or like you can kind of be easily thinking about it in a way that's just super transactional. And it's like, oh, I will do this collaboration or this collaboration event in order to increase my email subscribers or to make X amount of sales or whatever it is. But the deeper you get into it, it's like, how beautiful is this? Like, we are all scattered all over this planet, and like I don't even know where you're based right now. I'm in Spain right now. Like, look at us just like having a little cutesy conversation. Like, what? Do you know what I mean? And like the fact that you can connect on that deeper level, and it's not transactional at all. Like, it goes so much deeper. So, I mean, actually, this kind of leads nicely into what I was going to say next, which was like, you are so good at making people feel welcomed and making people feel cared for, like in a collaborative space. So I want the tea, Sarah. I want the tea. What are some little extras that you do that kind of would make collaborators feel like really seen, really valued?
Well, one of the first things that I do is I really think about the way that my platform can increase their engagement, my collaborators' engagement in unique ways, in ways that are something that only I can really provide. So I realized a couple years ago when I hosted my first summit that the speakers who had the best engagement and who saw the best, like their freebie was grabbed, their all access pass item was a big like selling point, and people really were excited to have a conversation with them, and they saw like the monetization was if they showed up inside District Bliss ahead of and after the event. So they got more one-on-one and more FaceTime with each of our, community members, whether it be a paid person who comes and is paying to attend a workshop, or a networking social, or a member who actually, shows up to all of our member events as well. So now when we have speakers come in, and of course, who knows if this will change in the future, but this is one thing I do at this moment. We give our speakers a month of District Bliss membership, and we start it a week or two before the event, and then they get 2 weeks after. And the goal is that then they can really it's great for us because they can actually speak to what I'm launching at the end of the summit. They can say that District Bliss is great. So on our side, it's nice too, because if they aren't already a member, they wouldn't necessarily know what it feels like to attend a round table or and ask Sarah anything or something like that. So having them be able to see it is beneficial for me, because then when I do the, pitch at the end of the summit, then they can say, like, this is really a great deal. Like, I have experienced this and this is a great deal. For them, they get so much more one-on-one and so much more FaceTime with people who are in the District Bliss community, that then they see so much better results. So thinking about some of the ways that I can use my platform, what I've built to help the speakers, because like my summit wouldn't exist without them. I need them to really I need their content. Like I'm not the expert in everything. And so I want to like really value them. So I think that's, and that goes for any sort of collaboration. Like, what do you have inside your platform, inside your offer stack? What is it, or your skill set that can actually like really enhance the experience and the numbers for these people, so that they leave, they feel seen, heard, and they want to come back and or invite you back.
Oh, yeah. I feel like this is deeply connected to like mindset work and your self-belief and stuff like that. Forgive me if this is like way totally changing the topic, but it's so related to everything though. As you were saying that, I was like, yes. And also like, you've got to fully have that self-trust in yourself to be able to be like, you know what? This is the value that I provide, and I am absolutely good enough as I am, and I'm going to put that out there. Because like sometimes you can get that kind of in your head of like, oh, well, I can't be part of a collaboration like this, or I can't collaborate in this way because what can I give? When it's, when you kind of get into that, those kind of thoughts can come up. I feel like anyone who's an entrepreneur, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah. The other thing I love about what you said there is, so for example, the 1 month of the membership is, that's working smarter. We're on the Get On Busy podcast here. So it's not like it has to create hours and hours more of work for you. It's just like, how can I just bring these people into my world in a way that, it's beneficial for them, it's beneficial for honestly everyone involved, and it doesn't have to add a whole bunch of extra workload to you.
Yeah, we all want to maximize our time if we can. So something like 100%. That, it's mutually beneficial.
Too right. Yeah, so have you ever had a collaboration turn into something that was like much bigger, like much bigger than expected, like maybe like a long-term relationship or like a referral stream or real business growth? And you know what, I already feel like I've seen this with you with certain collaborations. Yeah, you know what, just hit me.
Yeah, you probably have seen this, but I'll go with one that's like sort of the longest term collaboration that I have. So Melissa McFarlane, who is the founder and CEO of Creative Successful Entrepreneurs, she came and found District Bliss in 2017. And she was bi-coastal at the time. She still kind of is, but she was a third of the time in DC and then in LA. And we had a contingent in both. So she was like, oh, perfect. I'm going to pitch speaking. And at that point, we had not brought in anyone to do workshops. We were just networking events. We hadn't expanded beyond that, and we were only in person. So she pitched that she would come in and she would teach what she calls the marketing clover, which is like the foundation of your marketing stack. And she we'd have the networking social. She would teach this like workshop in the middle, and then we would finish with more networking. So I was like, I don't know, we'll see how this goes. Like, we've never done a workshop. Now, of course, we do workshops because of this. So then she did it in LA, she did it here. She ended up getting $30,000 in clients at the event here in DC.
Wow.
And she onboarded a team member she got one client, so like $10,000, and then onboarded that person as her head coach for years and years at the LA event. So she saw immediate ROI from this, which was great. And then that meant she came back and she's like, we got to do it again. Like, this is great. So we started hosting workshops. And then when she wasn't traveling out here as often in 2019 is when we actually shifted to being hybrid, virtual, and in person. So she was teaching, some sort of business building because she teaches a lot about business building. And so we did our first ever digital workshop she taught. She actually has kind of changed my business through collaboration because she opened us up into the willingness to do workshops, and then she opened us up into the willingness to host things virtually, which did set us up for success in 2020 because we didn't have to do much of a pivot.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, it made our lives much easier in 2020. And then since then, she's brought me in to teach workshops inside her courses or inside her coaching community. So I've then gotten a bunch of people into District Bliss from her events. And periodically we do a joint offer where she, and also, sorry, there's another part of this. She had me build an offer that is like a modified version of our membership. So it's just workshops, networking, socials, and then like 3 courses from our District Bliss Brainery. So it's not a full membership, but she purchases that for her first year clients so that they get used to networking. And it's like a bonus when they sign up. So she essentially onboards her clients into the District Bliss community because she wants them to get those benefits. And then, of course, she purchases this from me.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to convert them to get them to stay because they know what it feels like to be in the District Bliss community. They don't want to leave, so they stay. And periodically we also do a joint offer where she'll run this 12-week course that has it's async, and then it has a live coaching session every other week, I think. So it's like a very good, juicy offer from her. And then for us, it's District Bliss membership for a year at a discounted rate. So it's like a packaged offer.
Wow.
And that's, this is like almost 10 years that we have been collaborating, and our businesses have changed and grown so much together because of it. And being open to those suggestions. Like, that was scary when she pitched me the idea of breaking the flow of a networking event to do a workshop. And I was like, are people going to be interested in that? Are they going to talk over her? How is this going to go? But she was so good at it. She was able to, and of course they knew coming in, this event is going to be happening. But you never know. Sometimes people just aren't into it. They came for the networking, so then they're just talking over the expert, which is not ideal. But making any sort of business change like that is scary. So having that right collaborator who is excited and has that enthusiasm and who really sees your vision and sees how they can take you further is super, super cool and can build these long-term relationships.
Oh my God. All of that. And I feel like, back in, say, 2016, you could never have predicted this is what's going to happen in 2017, 2018, 2019, and so on. It's just as you said, being open to maybe doing something a little different, maybe pushing outside the comfort zone a little bit. That is so cool. Also, so this started in 2017. When did you open your business?
Oh, good question. 2014.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. Okay, so that's you're going strong. That is so cool.
It's been a minute.
Okay. So, total flip up of a question, but how does your day-to-day differ now than in 2014 when you first started?
It was so different. So it was a lot more in person connection activities, because like right now you and I are connecting, but we wouldn't physically be in person because we're in different countries at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more of like coffee dates and happy hours and that kind of thing, where, you know, we didn't really have a lot of virtual meetings. You didn't really schedule virtual networking in the same way. So it was a lot more activity, like just running around. Of course, there's also more expense associated with that, because if you aren't a person who normally goes out to happy hour or buys coffee from somewhere else, you know, it's just a factor. It was also a lot more physical work setting up our events that were in person too. So just a lot more like physical activity went into the entire process, which is, you know, like not good or bad. You have to do the physical activity somewhere. So if it's going into the business, fine. But it was just, I think it was a lot busier in a way. But I was thinking about this the other day. In a way, it was also a lot slower, because I was, you know, riding the metro or walking somewhere that was 25 minutes away or whatever the case may be. And during that time, I wasn't sitting and checking my email.
Yeah.
I feel like while I was busier, I was also like had a lot more time to myself that I don't know that I allow as much anymore. And I think I might need to like reassess this year.
This is interesting, because this is something I am probably going to do a whole podcast episode about. But like I said, I'm in Spain at the moment. I'm here for a month, and being a productivity strategist and a coach, like what I talk about is all very like structured and like super type A, and everything is so planned out. And I don't know, I had like a little identity crisis last week where I was like,
good and bad.
good, yeah, good and bad. I think I'm still in the messy middle of it, but I was like, who am I without this sense of control? Which, you know, that just sent me into a whole world of like, oh my God. So the reason I'm even saying this is something I'm trialing out this month is a more like intuitive living situation, where like the only thing actually in my calendar, maybe this for some people is just a normal way to run their business. The only thing in my calendar is like calls, like coaching calls, meetings, anything where I am, you know, like this, I've got to be there at a certain time. There's another person there. Everything else, it's like, well, what do I want to do? Like, I want to lean into what I'm feeling kind of guided towards. I just have to stress just how much of a flip upside down that is for me, because normally everything is so like, oh yeah, well, I've got this, da, 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 da. Like, even when I was saying like, oh, I like doing mindset work and study in the mornings, like I didn't often have time to do both every day. So it would be like, okay, well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do mindset work. And then like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I do study. So, but like, what if on one of the days where it says study, I feel like doing mindset work? What if on one of the days where it says mindset work, I feel like doing study? What if it says in my calendar, create Instagram content? But for me right now, what I really want to do is like go record a training for my paid community. Like, am I just not going to do that? Like, and just, well, the calendar says create Instagram content, so I guess I got to do that. Anyway, this is a whole thing. Like,
love this because, okay, this is actually the shift that I made in my business years ago, because I would like have something that was on my task list and I wouldn't feel like doing it. So then I was just like distracting myself and not working efficiently, because I just I was pushing myself to like write a marketing campaign and I didn't feel like writing, and it was just sucked, and I was going to have to redo it later. And so now I move it. Like, I'll just be like, okay, I don't feel like doing this. What do I feel like doing? All right, I'm going to move this to the next day. And if I don't get to it tomorrow, as long as I get to it by like next Thursday, I have plenty of time.
Yeah.
But like that is a really hard thing, especially for like a type A person like you. That is a very difficult thing to do. So like I can totally see this. And I also encourage you to lean into it because I found that it like makes like I'm not fighting against myself anymore.
Yeah. And I actually, this is the thing, I just felt so pulled towards it. And as soon as I had that kind of breakthrough, I was like, anything that was in my calendar, I was like, you don't matter to me right now. What do I feel like doing? And like, I think in the past, it might have been a fear that if I loosened the grip in any possible way, that I would just like be lazy or like go put my feet up. And like, sorry, but God forbid I put my feet up. It's like, because like, hey, if I'm feeling really pulled to put my feet up and like chill out for a bit, then maybe that's exactly what I need.
Yeah.
Is that the end of the world? No, like it's absolutely not. So yeah, this is the whole transition I'm going through right now. I don't know where I'm going to end up. So like I said, I'm very much in the middle of it right now. I don't know what I'm going to kind of land on as like my right way, but I'm having fun with the experiment. And it's definitely like, I say I'm type A. I'm type triple A.
Yeah, that's how I would contextualize you as well.
I know. I'm also a Virgo. So like all the cards line up for me to be this way inclined. Like girly needs a break, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway.
Like if I didn't sleep well and I need like to lay in bed like midday just to recharge because I've had more than enough caffeine and I can't have any more, then
Yes.
I'm going to go lay in bed and scroll on my phone for like 20 minutes rather than sit at my desk and then be like, I'm not accomplishing anything.
Something. Yeah. Well, this is funny. So to the listeners, about an hour before we were due to record this podcast, I realized that there was a hell of a lot of construction outside the apartment. It has now stopped, so we are okay. But the reason that it was bothering me so much at the time was because I was trying to take a nap. Because I needed a nap. Yeah. And like, it's daylight. I had my little eye mask on, but I didn't have anything to block my ears. So that's where that. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you missed your nap opportunity.
I think I still dipped in to a nap at some point. So I think like I definitely feel I have got a lot more energy than I had before. But final big question for you, Sarah. So if someone gave you like a brand new business with zero audience and said, you are only allowed to grow this through networking and collaboration for say 60 days, what would you actually do? Like day 1, day 30, like where are we at?
I would show up to as many events as I could because showing up to those live events and interacting with people is going to not just amplify your reach within that group, that core group that you are at the events with in that moment, but you're also going to build your referral network. And when people are going to talk about your amazing business that they just learned about that they had never heard of before to all of their friends, you're going to see so much more growth and real growth, the kind of growth that puts money in the bank and gives you back your time. So I think that's what I would do. I would look at any summits that are happening and I would target the ones that are having live events and I would show up for those. I would look for any sort of networking events that feel actually that feel aligned with my goals, my brand, my business in general. And then I would show up to all of those and I would just be ready to talk about what I do and show up in that generosity space where you're also trying to help people solve their own problems. Like if you have a resource that is available or something that you found or an intro email or something like that, whatever you can do to stay top of mind with people, they will be enthusiastic to support you in return.
Okay, love that. I love how simple you just made that. Like, I can't even... I was going to be like, what do you mean events? Ooh. And like, you already gave me like the summits and like, and I'm kind of thinking like, oh, maybe like there's a free community and they do networking events, or there's like a, you know, there's a co-working thing. Like, people are everywhere. I'm listening to an audiobook at the moment. It's a Grant Cardone audiobook, kind of a questionable character, but what can I say? I like his audiobooks. And he's literally like, there's billions of people in the world, and like, what am I doing letting them not know me? Which is like super extreme, but it does kind of just make you realize that opportunity is absolutely everywhere, you know? So now, Sarah, so you are going to be joining us in July. So in the meantime, where can the listeners find you and connect with you?
Yeah, you can find all of our info and all of our events, which if you're going to start showing up to events, the water's warm, come on in, at districtbliss.com.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to drop the links to that down in the show notes below. And I mean, thank you so much for coming on today, Sarah, for the second time. It's been such a pleasure, not just to have you, but to have you back on the podcast, and it's always a good time. I will also link the first episode that we did together because, hey, I mean, if the listeners made it this far, I'm pretty sure they're going to love that one too. So, and to those of you listening, go ahead and check out all things Sarah and all things District Bliss. I will drop all the useful links down in the show notes. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on, Sarah. It's been a fun time.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait for the summit. Everybody prioritize it. Put it on your calendar. I will see you there.
Yes, and it's early days, and the listeners know that I had a lot of lessons from last year's summit. So we've made a lot of adjustments based on those, so it's going to be bigger and better. So absolutely, put it in your calendar between the 7th and the 9th of July. Okay, so as for those of you listening, thank you for listening, and make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. Go and rate it 5 stars, you mad thing. You just made it to the end of an episode, and I will see you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye. All right, gorgeous. That's a wrap on today's episode of the Get Unbusy podcast. If you got some juicy golden nuggets from this episode, I want to hear about it. So take a screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me at More to Life Kate, because your girl wants to know. And remember, you're an absolute powerhouse. You can create the life you've been dreaming of, and I can't wait to see you pop off. Chat to you soon. Bye.